Hi guys, I want to show you something really cool, brand new product. It is a bubbling rock that is all in one, meaning that it comes with the basin, no digging, anything. But let's look at, I always like to take time with you guys and show you, kind of like to handle it so you get the idea of the size. This one here is the smallest of our self-contained bubbling rocks. So you get the idea. And I like to do this with a, actually I don't have the measuring tape with me, but we're going to do, what I like to do is give you how much it would weigh if it was a real rock. The length, and the way you find that is the volume. It's the length times the height times the width. So we're going to take this, and I pretty much took this 26 by 12 by 13 inch rock, kind of figured that if it was a perfect square minus some of this, it would be more like an 18 by 18 by 12. So if you take 18 times the 12 equals, you got a volume of about 3888, which probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you. You probably don't care. But then you have to times it by the specific gravity of 0.0975 equals, you're looking at a 380 pound rock there if it was a real rock. Now with that in mind, it doesn't take a whole lot to lift this. This has so many unique uses. I'll get into them, but a lot of times when you buy a home, you'll buy it and you see a lot of rocks around. They stick it in there. I kind of counted those as foundation rocks. These here, I kind of like, if you're going to have a rock in your yard, put it to work. Nobody gets a free ride. I like these things that are incredibly unique. This here has one heck of a design. Here's the basin. I'll set the rock here. This will come with a small pump. Another good thing with this is the size of the pump. The electric company's probably going to have to pay you to run this. You're not going to see probably pennies a month, if that. We're going to take and fill this up with water, self-contained. We are going to take this rock like this. Now this has two different ways of hooking it up. I want to show you both of them. I think this is cool. We're going to stick the pump. You don't need any type of a hose clamp. We're going to stick this in the water like this. And we're just going to set it on there for now. I don't know if you can hopefully see what's going on. We're going to turn it on. I'm going to make sure you guys can see this. So what you got is a real cool, actually a real miniature waterfalls. And I like this because how many of you guys have little fairy gardens out there? You might just want a little water coming down. Put a couple of your rocks here. You can put some of your figurines around. Maybe even in caps. Put them on the edge. Put them in certain places. And of course around. And you can have this part of your fairy garden. Another thing which I like just as well. How many of you guys like birds? And you like all the different sparrows and robins and all the nut bearing or the nut birds looking and foraging on the bottom. This makes one heck of a bird bath. A lot of you buy those bird baths, you have to put water in there and you have to continually fill it. This here has plenty of water underneath. They can all sit around here, go in here, splash around, and so forth. Here's the next idea that I like to show you. So we already got two uses, a unique rock boulder for a fairy garden. This is the smallest one. Awesome bird bath. I mean, they're already on the ground foraging for insects and stuff. They like the rocks to sit on, go right in there, take a bath, drink of water, what have you. Now what we're going to do is take this and set it up a little differently. And what I'm going to do here is put it in this middle one. And we're going to get the effect that it was probably intended for doing. We're going to fit this right over like this. You might have to trim things when you get it. And the basin may not be the gray that I have. It could be anything. We're going to plug this back in. We're going to let this fill up because it's going to fill up the middle and make a pool. It's a bubbling rock. And it's going to go down the exit. But watch what we can do with this. We'll save the best for last. Okay. For some of you that want to have more of a magical touch to your garden, it might be a rock garden. It might be something in the flower bed. You can add a cool fog, make it magical, kind of mystical, enchanted type look. And it creates a real neat fog around it. And what I like about this one is you can also go, there's a boot on here, so you can change it. It can go from color to color. We can have the orange, the yellow, the blue. I think the other one was red, but now you get the different combinations. And the one that I really like, if I can find it, I think that's it. It's got the yellow and the orange, so what a better really creation is. It almost looks like a volcano rock. It's got the yellow and the orange. It kind of makes it where you got the fog and you got the mysterious thing going over the water, and it cascades down around. And keep in mind at night with the wind and stuff, it's going to be always changing. So that's pretty cool. And one of my customers already said, how cool would that be for Halloween? You have some of these set up around, maybe you have an outside type thing or even inside, because this is all self-contained. You put a couple of these small ones with a small bubbler and you got a heck of a nice feature for Halloween. Now this is the one that I kind of like, and this goes for any of you who really want something really over the edge here. So we already got this bubbling rock as a cool little waterfall for a fairy garden. We have it for a bird bath. We also have it for a little magical and mystical properties. Now with this here kind of, I went to my supplier and says, hey, how cool would that be if we can incorporate some of these big foggers for the swimming pool? And it doesn't even have to be for the swimming pool, people. And the reason is a lot of times you don't have anything going on with your pool waterfall, and you can't put this fogger into any of the water used by your water feet or your waterfalls because of the salt and the chlorine. This here, with it having a basin, you can put tap water in, just dump this in, and you got one heck of a spectacular fog at night. It cascades beautiful over the rock. Make no mistake, it does create enough fog to put quite a presence out there, and you can put a couple of these if you have a pool waterfall. Another thing is the patio ponds. Maybe you want to put something extra in with your patio pond with the waterfall and create something that's a little higher. Another thing is, how about just a rock garden or the entrance of your house where you have a nice little garden, rock garden or whatever, and you want to have something at night where you just have some fog, you have the lights, and it's self-contained where you have enough water in there. You're going to have to fill it up from time to time, I'm sure, depending on your temperatures and stuff. But how cool is this? So we have a all-in-one bubbling rock beautiful bird bath. The other way you can make it is a fairy garden little waterfall where you can do your different things to add. Also, the other way is just to have it as a bubbling rock. Two, you can make it a Halloween type of a thing with the smaller fogger. And how about one of these where you can make a dramatic impact for maybe putting it behind one of your edge rocks, somewhere behind where you can see the waterfall for your pool and also the edge rock, and you can see this cascading down. So hope you enjoyed the video.